Here we go, lads. We got the first numbered UFC card of the year. We've got UFC 270. We've got the heavyweights. We've got the flyweights, the heaviest men's division versus the lightest men's division. All going down this weekend. Here's my predictions. What's going on, lads? Welcome back to the full-time show. If you are new here, make sure to leave a like and subscribe. You will be getting podcasts, you'll be getting UFC content, you'll be getting football content, maybe some boxing content when there's a big card like a Tyson Fury, or a Canelo, or an AJ, or a Wilder, someone like that. Yeah, we have got UFC 270 going down this weekend, and the card isn't as stacked as some of them we've seen in the past few months since, I'd say from UFC 266 to 269, those cards have been absolutely stacked. And to be fair to the card, it's been very unfortunate with a lot of people having to plough with injuries. One fight that was going to be on here, pretty big, like middleweight title eliminator Brunson versus Cannonier, has been moved a month. So yeah, let's get into my predictions for UFC 270. So looking at the card, right, doesn't seem to be two big names. I think you got Pereira, who's a very good fighter. Could be a future title contender from Georgia. I thought he was from Spain. The ESPN website saying he's from Georgia. I thought he was from Spain. 11-0 he is. Knocked out Ryan Hall in his last fight. He's a minus 550 favourite against Charles Jourdain. I believe he fought in December against, is he called Andre Ewell? He moved up from bantamweight to featherweight, and his last fight was the only fight he's ever won that went to a decision, but it was a phenomenal, it was a great fight, dominated by Jourdain, but he's taking this on very, very short notice. It's probably going to be most likely top Pereira, minus 550 favourite. Won't count Jourdain though, he's a scrapper, he's a scrapper. Who else we got who's quite a big name? Rodolfo Vieira, who had a big hype train until he got submitted by Fluffy Hernandez. I believe he has won a fight since then. We got Wellington Turman, who I don't know too much about. I believe he beat Sam Alvey in his last fight, I want to say? Yeah, he did by split decision. Well, I mean, it would have probably been unanimous, but he got deducted 2 points for eye pokes. And he, by the looks of it, minus 220 favourite, so it's just going to sound like I'm picking the favourites for this one, isn't it? If he's just about beating someone like Sam Alvey, who's past his prime, not really good enough for the UFC anymore, I'm going to go Vieira. We got Michel Pereira versus Andre Filio. I thought this would be more. Michel Pereira's minus 280 favourite for this one. And that's not a surprise. Andre Filio making his UFC debut on like a week's notice. A lot of short notice fights on this card. But I wouldn't count him out either. Michel Pereira, his tendency is to get gassed in like the third round of fights. But Filio's going to be in short notice, so he would most likely get gassed as well. So I'm going to go for Pereira by that one. Maybe by decision, 29, it could be 29. I won't count him out though again, because he beat James Vick, I believe. Filio, that's all I know about him. Michel Pereira has recently beat Nico Price, Chaos Williams. He had that fight against Diego Sanchez, which he was winning, and then didn't he like eye poke him or something? I can't remember what did he eye poke him, and then Diego Sanchez said he couldn't recover or something, and then he was given the win. First top fight of the night between the flyweights, Brandon Mourinho versus Davison Figueretto. These two, third fight. I'd thought Figueretto should have won another fight before this, because if Figueretto won the last fight, this trilogy wouldn't have happened. But Moreno's one up on him. Yeah, he is the favourite, but on UFC 270 Pick'em, more people have actually gone with Figueretto. He is now training down at Fight Ready in Arizona with Henry Cejudo. Mourinho, I believe, is training in Vegas at his house and the UFC gym, from what it looks like at Embedded. It's a tough one for me. If we see the best Figueretto and we saw the best Moreno in the last fight, 100%. Is that his very best, or can he improve from that? We didn't see the best Figueretto. We've seen better Figuerettos. It will be interesting to see who takes the first back step in this fight. Because in the first fight, it was Figueretto pressing Moreno. And in the second fight, it was the opposite, because I think Figueretto's coach has probably told him to be more calm, pick out your chances so you don't get tired, but he just didn't throw it enough, and he got dropped in the first round by a jab, I'm pretty sure, as he was throwing a hook. We've seen that a couple of times last year. We saw Masvidal get dropped by it as he was throwing like a hook against Usman, while Usman landed that 1-2. We saw Leon Edwards get stunned by it against Nate. But yeah, I'm gonna go with Brandon Moreno. You know, I just think he won't knock him out. Figueretto won't knock him out. Moreno's wrestling, his stand-up's got a lot better now, and yeah, the heavyweight title fight: Cyril Gane versus Big Francis Ngannou. Now, Cyril Gane is a favourite for this fight. He's a -160 favourite. I think that's just because everyone thinks he'll 50-45 Francis. But you forget, I know he beat Derek Lewis, who's a one-hitter quitter as well. But I don't know. I can just see Francis getting it done in the first. It just reminds me a bit of the Curtis Blades fight, right? Alright, he's gonna hit him with a 1-2. And he will fall. There is not a man in this heavyweight division that can take multiple shots from Ngannou. There is not a single man on this earth, probably, that can take a couple shots. Like a 1-2, maybe a little combination, guard down from Ngannou. Cyril Gane, very good. He's a Muay Thai fighter, I believe, before the UFC. He's very fast, moves in and out very well. We see some of that from like Tom Aspinall as well. I'd love to see a fight between them in the future if Cyril Gane does win this. Maybe even the start of next year. But I'm going to go Francis by round 1 knockout.